ஆகவே நீதி தேவதை அண்ணா இளைப்பாறுகிற இடத்துக்கு பக்கத்திலேயே கலைஞர் இளைப்பாற வேண்டும் என்று தீர்ப்பு வழங்கியிருப்பது கோடானு கோடி தமிழர்களினுடைய ஏக்கத்தை லட்சோப லட்சம் தொண்டர்களினுடைய ஏக்கத்தை.
Breaking update from the High Court. Prema, what is it that the court now has decided on? Has Marina then been granted for Kalainar?
இலக்கியமும் சங்கத்தமிழும் தொல்காப்பிய பூங்காவும் வாயும்புலி பண்டாரவ வன்னியனும் சங்கரும் தென்பாண்டி சிங்கமும்
remains to buried Marina itself. This is what the operational part says. The main operation part says, but we don't know about the other implications of the verdict. But this is the final verdict. We can also see the cadres started celebrating this verdict here, Prema.
So there you heard it from Sanjeevi. This is the verdict. According to Sanjeevi, he's got his information from inside the court, and here are people, the supporters of DMK, who are chanting slogans, who are sloganeering, who are cheering. They're very happy, and they're saying that finally our leader is going to rest at the Anna Memorial at Marina Beach. They're saying that this is a victory. This is a victory for the people of Tamil Nadu. All these people, what you're seeing here are the visuals of people, the DMK supporters and fans and followers of Kalainar Karunanidhi, who have gathered in front of the Madras High Court. They're all very happy. They're saying that finally this is the victory not just of the people of Tamil Nadu, but this is the victory of the entire nation, and Karunanidhi will be finally rested at Anna Memorial. We are still getting to know a little bit of information from inside the court. The entire verdict has still not been read out, but we are getting to know that it is a positive verdict for the DMK, and the DMK cadres and the DMK local leaders are also thronging to the Madras High Court. We are seeing a lot of people who are gathering here in front of the Madras High Court, and they're all cheering and sloganeering, and they're all saying that finally our Anna, our Kalainar will be rested next to his mentor Anna Durai. This is what the supporters of Karunanidhi really wanted.
All right, so we just heard Durai Murugan there breaking that news to the cadre that has been waiting for Kalaignar to get his due. And I think this is the victory for the people of Tamil Nadu. Let's see if we can actually get in our colleagues Prema, Sanjeevi, both who've tracked that story very, very closely, got you every charge, counter charge that has happened in the entire case. Akshita also with us. And Akshita, we've seen the entire cadre there, you know, celebrating this big victory for the people. And this is the court, I think, laying politics to rest.
Absolutely, Deepthi. This is a very, very emotional moment for the DMK cadre. You know, since last night when the news broke that Kalaignar was no more, immediately the demand was that, yes, he be given a fitting tribute, that, you know, with the utmost reverence, he be laid to rest. And it was only fitting that he be laid along the same stretch that some of the tallest political leaders of Tamil Nadu have been laid to rest. And that's why in the Anna Samadhi now, the Madras High Court has ruled that Kalaignar Memorial will also be built. We've been seeing arguments going on for the last 2 hours. What we can also confirm for you is that then now preparations will kick off almost immediately at the Anna Samadhi, which is just, you know, a stone's throw away from where I am. This is at the Rajaji Hall. And let's go across to Sanjeevi as well as Prema for the latest of what's happening at the Madras High Court. Prema, Sanjeevi, the Madras High Court ruling in favour of the DMK. Kalaignar's memorial will be at the Anna Samadhi. It's over to you.
Well, Akshita, you know, we've been tracking this case since yesterday night very closely, and we broke this, you know, breaking news first, and you know, so much of cadres are here very happy, and now we can also expect the DMK's advocate team to come out and just give a, you know, a bite to media on what, you know, merits and demerits of the cases. So finally, we know the operational part that the judges have allowed that to bury Karunanidhi, the mortal remains of Karunanidhi at Anna Memorial near the Marina Beach. So in spite of so much of legal complications, so this is a very big backslash for the ADMK government. So as of now, even cadres are very happy here, and I could also hear voices coming from your side as well. So this is the situation in front of the Madras High Court now, because the argument took at least 2 hours. So you know, restless cadres started gathering here. So now we could also see many cadres of DMK, you know, going through a rally here. They're also carrying the DMK flag on the bikes very happily. They're shouting in joy. So this is the situation outside the Madras High Court itself. Akshita, we can expect the DMK advocates council to come out and say, you know, to tell about the whole, you know, argument which happened inside, Akshita.
Yes, as I said earlier, this is a very, very emotional moment for the DMK cadre and supporters. Since I've been here at the Rajaji Hall, there's just been one resounding message saying that this Marina Memorial must be for Kalaignar, and it was only the most fitting tribute possible for someone who served the state of Tamil Nadu as the Chief Minister for 5 terms. I wonder if we have Rhythm with us, our legal editor, because she will also be able to put into perspective how really the arguments went through over the last 2 hours in the Madras High Court. Remember, we had this urgent hearing taking place last night, and I understand Rhythm is with us. Rhythm, you know, if you could give us a sense of how things played out in the court today. It was a given almost that the Madras High Court would rule in favour of the DMK simply because of the flimsy arguments put forth by the government.
Oh yes, absolutely. If you're only going to go on a press release and believe that Kalaignar should not be buried in Marina, it's going to not work out. If you're only going to go and think that emotional sentiments are not going to work out with the Madras High Court, it's not going to work out. Court 1 came and presided over yesterday. They sat down at the residence. They were ready to give you a hearing. When that hearing was given, you were not even prepared. There was no affidavit. You asked for time. The entire night you prepared a counter affidavit. The only point you had with you was factual figures that the sitting Chief Minister is the only one who can get a burial. These kind of cold arguments do not go down well in the courts of the country. The courts of the country are very seasoned, are very emotional judges. They understand what the people of the country want. This was the people of the country that was trying to say, we want the burial of Kalaignur at Marina. The arguments that were put forward, the emotive arguments by the DMK, cut across boundary lines when they said 1 crore people are trying to ask for this. This is something when an emotive court was hearing these arguments, tried to understand them, and they have clearly passed an order looking into the ground realities and said this is not about a classification between an incumbent chief minister and a chief minister who's sitting, and hence they've gone forward and passed an order, a resounding order that is going to give out the Tamil Nadu government something to ponder about. A press release that was made in haste, a press release that didn't have any classification, which suddenly they put out today. A battery of lawyers come to the court today for the Tamil Nadu government and the DMK, both of them prepared in haste yesterday to go to the chief minister's residence yesterday. Akshita, it's a resounding order, it's a victory for the people of Tamil Nadu, and it's an order that comes only after a reasoned hearing has been given to both the sides. So the Tamil Nadu government today cannot say that we've not been heard properly. 5 petitions are dismissed, after which this petition by a DMK person is allowed by the government. It's finally Marina for Kalaignur.
Oh yes, Rhythm, that's the real point. Marina will be the resting place for Kalaignur. And I also want to take it back to Prema and Sanjeevi, who've been getting us all updates from the court. And Prema, you've been describing those images outside the court of the cadre, of the legal team, of the DMK. And even at the Rajaji Hall, you know, I see some very, very strong images, Prema. As soon as this news broke, you had a relieved cadre, you had a relieved family, all moved, all with folded hands there. I think just thanking the people, because this at the end of it is the victory of the people, Prema. Okay, let's see if Sanjeevi can actually take that question. Sanjeevi, if you could hear that question. What will EPS now say? What will EPS now do? Because this was plain simple politics and the bluff has been called by the court.
Well, it's a major setback for the EPS government now, because the High Court had gone in favor of the DMK in this matter, and at the same time people are also so much angry, and we could also see so much of agitation in the social media as well, starting from yesterday. So now it's a very big setback for the EPS government, as the DMK is the order of the Madras High Court is a favor of DMK. So now we could also see a lot of cadres gathering outside the Madras High Court itself. There were no cadres from today morning when the hearing started, which was only few of the media people who were there. But now we could also see so much of cadres who were gathered here wearing black shirt. They also went to Rajaji Hall, and from there, out of desperate and also out of curiosity, they just have come here to see what's going in the Madras High Court. So we can also expect the DMK council team to come out any time, to give us the more details about the merits of the case, and also the whole details of the verdict, on what happened. So we are just waiting for the councils of DMK to arrive here, Deepthi.
Okay, and in the middle of all this, let's see if we can get more of our colleagues up with us, even as we stay with these images, because I think these are very powerful images. These are images, Sanjeevi, that will come to haunt the EPS government. Many said this was a harebrained decision. This was only and only motivated by politics. And this is not just the cadre. I think at Rajaji Hall, you've got one and all people who actually considered Kalaignur their very own, their own icon. And they finally have some bit of justice coming in from the court. Sanjeevi.
What people feel, because he is a very tall leader from the state of Tamil Nadu who has been in politics for more than 70 years, and also who is the chief minister, who was the chief minister of state for 25 years. So the statement which was given by Stalin yesterday is not only his statement but the statement of the people of Tamil Nadu. That's what everyone feels. So we also saw so much of outrage in social media against the Tamil Nadu government itself, against the EPS government. So in fact this was actually a very prolonged argument which happened inside the Madras High Court, but still finally the people have got justice. Here is the DMK advocate Karunanidhi. We'll try to get a word from him now. So people are actually congratulating him Kadu sir shaking hands with him and also congratulating him. This is one of the council of DMK Kannadasan who appeared in the case. So we can also expect a more number of advocates to come inside. So huge number of media fraternity as well who is standing here to get the reaction of him. So so much of Kadu sir also appreciating the DMK advocate team for making this thing a success and getting a place for DMK chief Karunanidhi at Anna Memorial itself, Deepthi.
Oh yes, and we are also given to understand, remember that the Prime Minister now is en route to Rajaji Hall, where you see Karunanidhi there lying in state. But yes, this is a relieved family. It's a relieved family, Sanjeevi, as you've been talking to us. They break down the moment they hear this news. And remember, many in fact are saying that this was not the time for the family to be put through all this. Because the court has seen through this. There were flimsy arguments. There were untenable arguments. There is also Prakash Karat, Sanjeevi, now who's reached Rajaji Hall to pay his last tributes to Kalaignar. And Sanjeevi, take it over and tell us what now will happen in the next few hours.